With a dominant win over Diego Lopes, Alex Volkanovski is back on top of the world as the featherweight king. But not too long ago, back-to-back losses had everyone whispering that maybe the Volk era was over. Were those losses really that bad? Let's take a look back at all of the Aussie's setbacks. Alex Volkanovski started his MMA career in 2012, and in only his third professional fight, he won the Rochambeau welterweight title, kickstarting a series of title wins in various promotions in Australia and beyond. The sky was the limit for the rising star when he entered the Australian Fighting Championship in his fourth fight. But shit was about to hit the fan. Volkanovski made his first appearance in the AFC when he faced Corey Nelson in the quarterfinals of the lightweight tournament. The fight was a back-and-forth battle for 2 solid rounds, but in the third, Nelson took control, and that was the end of it for Volkanovski. Over the next 3 years, Volkanovski went on a tear, racking up 10 straight wins and collecting titles like trading cards. But before we check out how, subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Now Volk grabbed gold in multiple weight classes and promotions in his early years, including the Wollongong lightweight title, the PXC featherweight belt, the Cage Conquest welterweight title, and the AFC featherweight crown. One of his most impressive wins came when he defended his AFC featherweight title against the undefeated Jamie Mullarkey, who was 8-0 at the time. Mullarkey came in with hype, but Volkanovski shut it all down when he rocked him halfway through the first round.
With the confidence of Volkan. Oh, Superman punch caught him!
And then landed a brutal overhand right that looked like it was forged in the underworld.
He has a really nice, crisp left hook.
It does. Oh!
In 2016, Volkanovski signed with the UFC and kickstarted one of the greatest runs in UFC featherweight history, where he won 12 fights in a row, beating the likes of Chad Mendes, Jose Aldo, Max Holloway thrice, Brian Ortega, and Chan Sung Jung en route to a featherweight title reign with 5 title defenses. By 2023, Volkanovski had established himself as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and with nothing left to prove in his own division, he decided to move up to lightweight in the hope of becoming a champ. Standing across from him was Dagestani powerhouse Islam Makhachev, fresh off winning the title by beating Charles Oliveira. And instead of taking an easy first defense, Islam called out Volkanovski, challenging him to a showdown right in his own backyard.
Now is our plan. Fly all the way to Australia and fight in pound-for-pound king backyard with Volkanovski.
Let's do it. Hey, the lightweight on the line, pound-for-pound #1 on the line. Let's do it.
Heading into their clash at UFC 284, Makhachev underestimated Volkanovski's wrestling and didn't think the featherweight champ stood much of a chance in the lightweight jungle.
You know how good you are. If he beats you this weekend, could he be considered the greatest of all time?
It's not possible, because I am the champion and we fight 155. This is not his area, this is other power, other division. I'm gonna beat him easy.
Volkanovski was hell-bent on proving his doubters wrong and showing the world he could hang with the best at 155.
He's pushing a narrative that there's no wrestling in Australia, that that I won't be able to feel the power and all that type of stuff. I am the underdog, but I love people down to me. I prove them wrong all the time, and I plan on doing that on Sunday.
Inside the cage, Volk showed exactly why he's one of the best in the world as he pushed Makhachev to the edge. Round after round, Volk stuffed takedowns and fought like a warrior, even when grounded. Most of the fight played out on the feet, where Volk was supposed to shine, but surprisingly, Makhachev not only kept up, he outshined him at times. Despite Volk's big moment in the final round, it was too little too late. Makhachev walked away with the decision win, and his calm, smart striking, along with an iron chin, left a lasting impression on Volkanovski. With his lightweight dream shattered, Volkanovski returned to featherweight and reminded everyone who the king was by dominating Yair Rodriguez for his 5th straight title defense. But just when it seemed like the chapter was closed, fate cracked the door open again when Charles Oliveira pulled out of his rematch with Makhachev at UFC 294, and Volk stepped in on short notice. Despite the short notice, Volk came in with fire in his eyes and a plan in his head. He wanted to fix every mistake from their first clash and leave no doubts this time.
This being short notice, and me, it's going to be an exciting one too. So obviously I want to go out there and I want to hurt him, and we'll try and make sure it doesn't go 5 rounds. I want to finish it early. I plan on knocking him out.
When they stepped into the cage at UFC 294, Makhachev came out like a sniper with a grudge. He zeroed in with brutal body kicks to wear Volk down, then launched a head kick straight from the Devil's playbook. It landed flush. The Aussie dropped like a power switch had been flipped, and in just 3 minutes, the fight and Volkanovski's shot at redemption was over.
I don't want to sit there and obviously make excuses, you know what I mean? So, obviously, I'm a big believer in preparation and stuff like that, but I back myself. So that's the decision I made. You know what I mean? I probably made decisions. I could have made better decisions but again, he's not somebody you should be taking a short notice with.
Volkanovski was visibly emotional after suffering a second straight loss to Makhachev, and it seemed like those emotions got the better of him. Instead of taking time to reset, he jumped right back into the fire, agreeing to a quick turnaround against a dangerous, sharp-shooting striker like Ilia Topuria, with the featherweight crown still on the line. Topuria had bulldozed his way through rising prospects and seasoned vets alike to earn a shot at the featherweight throne. And when the UFC 298 spotlight hit, he didn't hold back, drawing first blood in the war of words by calling Volkanovski an old guy, planting seeds of doubt about the champ's prime. Instead of taking offense, Volk leaned into the old guy jab like a seasoned showman. He showed up to the press conference rocking a grandpa outfit, glasses, cardigan, the whole deal, and turning the insult into a classic joke.
Mate, just having a bit of fun with it, you know what I mean? So, you gotta do it, you know?
Ironically, Ilia wasn't amused by Volk's playful grandpa act or the crowd's reaction to it. His frustration boiled over, and in a fiery outburst, he predicted a brutal end to the jokes inside the octagon.
You see that belt?
Yeah,
That's
I've
the
seen
last
it for
day
a while
you enjoy
now, and
that
I'll
belt.
keep seeing it.
That's the last days you are enjoying that belt.
Topuria came out swinging in the first round, matching Volk's intensity blow for blow. But in round 2, he unleashed a thunderous right hand that sent the Aussie into the dark lands.
He caught me. That's that. I felt good in there. I felt like I seen everything early. You know what I mean? But he ended up catching me. I was pretty comfortable in the first round, and then we started being like, we'll start to do more. I was just about to do more, and he caught me. So it's just the game.
After that loss, a lot of people were ready to close the book on Volkanovski. But the Aussie wasn't done yet. He came back outclassing the dangerous Diego Lopes to reclaim the featherweight belt, which was vacated by Ilia Topuria, as he chased glory at lightweight. Volk proved the doubters wrong. But while his comeback lit up the division, there's another warrior whose story isn't written in gold, but in grit, and his name is Michael Chandler. So don't miss his journey, because the losses are just a smokescreen.